'Tis 8 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday. And we have a huge delivery about to happen here because I'm going to be expanding my product offerings. This thing's basically empty right now. It's going to be much more full when we're done with it. But these 2 pallets are not going to be sufficient for the delivery that's coming. So I'm going to need even more. And it's this right here. Yeah, the pallet of 71 bucks. Need to have more capacity. There we go. Now that's 1,000. I think that's enough because it's 2,800 or something like that, I think is what's coming. So that should be enough. But obviously in the stock room, there's not going to be enough in here. And the stock room is going to be really, really packed. So most of the stuff that I unpack is, I don't know how we're going to get it on the shelves. I think the store that I want, the number of products I want to sell is a bit much. I might have to reorganize things. Possibly, I have this extra shelf right here now. I think what I might have to do is move all of these things and move them like over there or something, or move them along the glass. I'm trying not to block the glass, but I might need to do that. Or maybe block this hallway right here with another shelf or something, so they can't walk through here, but they can walk in here to get stuff, and then they have to walk around if they want to go around. I don't know. The point is, though, I might need to take this stock room and make it bigger. Okay? I can't have any refrigerated things, which is why I don't have milk for the cereal. That's the main reason why I don't have that. Also, this is going to have to move. Yeah, this is moving over here with me is what I was going to do. I was going to put this... you know, I might just have it be where this thing is. I think so. I'm going to move this back here and place that here instead. I've decided that this is going to happen like this. So right about here is where that'll be. Now, of course, it's taller than the shelf, which is annoying. The fact that it's a little taller, but I'm going to say it's like that to prevent the chips from falling over. Yeah, we've got a bunch of chips now. Over here now too, and a bunch of different varieties of chocolates and everything as well. Okay, this shelf will then go right up here against that, and I'm gonna put like bubble gum and stuff right there, I think, so they can get stuff like that. So let's just go like this, and we're gonna have, I don't know, a whole bunch of bubble gum there probably at some point. Whatever's being delivered, that's what we're gonna try to put in here. So real quick, just get as much out of the stock room as possible here. I have a lot of extra room here because I moved the bread. I moved all the cereal to this shelf, this new shelf that's right here. And I was going to put a little freezer with milk here, but I just realized like I can't actually do that because I don't have a way to store it, so it's going to spoil and everything, and I don't want it to spoil. All right, I don't think I can unload very much of this. That's my problem right now, is getting these products into the stock room is a pain in the butt. So what I could do, this is an interesting idea, I guess. What I could do is extend the stock room towards me this way. So I could bring and have essentially this area right here be inside. The store would have like a zigzaggy wall on the outside, which is a little weird, and I probably shouldn't do that. I think just probably moving this stuff over along this wall and then reconfiguring where these shelves are is probably the best way to go about this. Yeah, there's nothing left in there. Yeah, so we'll see what we were able to unload. I don't think it's much. Let's see. Can we get anything else here? Okay, there might be some more chips and stuff here. Let's see. Nachos, paprika. Do we have this stuff up here? Okay, so the nacho stuff is up here. Vibrant stuff is there. We have the Munchables over here. So none of that needs to happen. This is the Munchable stuff. Right here, Safari. I don't think I have this in stock. I don't. So here's what I'd like to move this, but I can't because there's just like not enough space for me to put it in my stock room right now. So Safari Spicy, it's gonna go there, there, and there. So we'll get that going. Just a little bit, okay? And then I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything I can do here for now. The bottom shelf will probably be other stuff eventually. Do I have other chocolates? I think I backed out of, yeah, these are all the 6 different varieties that I have there, so no, I don't. Yeah. But I had an idea for some more premium chocolates I was going to put on the top shelf, but I just didn't have enough space to order it, I don't think. If I did, then it's in these boxes, but I can't unload them. So it's a little bit of an issue right now is stockroom space. And I think maybe it's going to block a lot of stuff, but it'll look terrible too. I don't know where I could possibly put it. It's got to be on the shelves is where it's got to be. So I think maybe, even though this looks horrible and you'd never want to do this, I'm going to go like this. Just so I can get some of the stuff unloaded and then get it on the shelves. This is my biggest thing is I have to get it off the pallet in order to put it on the shelves over here. All right, let's try that. Meanwhile, we have an employee today. It's a slow day. Wednesdays looks like it's a pretty slow day so far. Maybe it'll pick up, but otherwise, no big deal. Definitely not a weekend. And then Thursday. Oh my gosh, look at them all come in at the same time. Wow. Hang on, let's see if I can get that guy in here. Like that's pretty wild. Okay, hopefully the sound effect is a little bit quieter for you. That wasn't a very good one, was it? One more. Got him. I've never failed one of these. I feel like it's very easy. I feel like there's no risk to it at all. So actually, let's add some more product here. The tasty pear, yeah, sprinkle lemon. Like none of the stuff is unpacked yet. It just needs to be unpacked so I can get it on the shelf. So let's go. Okay, so at least that bag's done, and we'll start unpacking some more. I'm thinking stockroom expansion has to happen. I don't think there's any way around it. If I want this many products, the only other way around it would be to change locations. And this is supposed to be a pretty small store. But if I earn up enough money, I mean, maybe I just buy the building and then I can expand it, right? Because you can't expand the walls and make the store physically bigger unless you own it. If you own the building, then you can do it. So instead of renting, I could just buy it. All right, see if I got any of that stuff unpacked. Not much. Okay, what did I just unpack then? Got some of this stuff, I guess. All right. And then over here. This is all done. All done. How about the drinks? Oh man, we need a lot of drinks in here. Look at this. It's basically empty on a lot of these shelves. This is probably the majority of what's occupying those boxes that I just unpacked. I hope this is the majority of the stockroom right now. Okay, so I've loaded up most of the candy stuff that I've got here. I still have a whole section right here that's not done. But I've got lots of candy that I haven't even bought yet, man. So there's a whole lot of options here I haven't explored yet. Same thing with the alcoholic beverages. I need to get this out of the way. Hang on, let me just move this. So I have a little bit of an issue right now. And let me just see if I can maybe... Nah, I might have to actually go ahead and just destroy this pallet. We'll see. So my issue, if you can't tell by just this whole little dilemma right here, is that this shelf, I can't move it into the stockroom. And if I want to move the whole unit, oh, it does fit there. I just got that pallet out of the way. I saw it green right there. Yep. Okay, I can get that shelf out of the way, thankfully. Good. Okay, I mean, it still looks bad because you don't want to have your stock shelves just out in the open like that. But I mean, I don't know. It's got maybe like maybe there's a look that we're going for here. Maybe there's a little bit of a rustic look to having all your stock just out in the open for everyone to see. Probably not. But for the most part, we got some pretty good shelves here. I'm starting to get a little bit more sensible with organization. For example, I had the coffee right next to the jam and peanut butter, but then like all the bread was over here. None of that made sense to me. So now we've got cereal stuff. I'm still working on the solution for milk. Maybe I can just have only enough in stock to fully stock one of these. That's my tentative idea right now, is to just only have enough in stock that can go into this. And so I would then essentially have like, oh, can I help you? Did that solve your dilemma? Thank you. Goodbye. Anyway, so I would have I still have shelves available here, right? So if I condense this stuff a little bit better, have maybe only one shelf here, have only one of these, and have everything in storage, right? Like lower the numbers on the one-up stuff, because we just basically don't sell hardly any of it. I could shift it all over to where milk and everything could be over here. That's what I'm thinking right now. So if I was to go, I'm trying to do this without having too much in stock, but if I was to get rid of, let's say, these two rows of this beverage, take the one-up stuff out of here too. yeah, maybe... I mean, again, I think storage is going to be a little bit of an issue if I have to do this on everything, but just I'm humoring the idea right now. If I take this beverage, I need to back out and then go back in, because sometimes it doesn't give me the options. It treats it like I don't have it in storage yet. So we put all the 1-up stuff here. So instead of taking up this entire space, now it's just these, and that's fine, I guess. You know, maybe we have whichever one sells better, and I'm not sure which one that is, so we'll have another one here just to try to get it out of storage, right? And then we take these under here, these blue fizz, and then the purple fizz, right? So we get rid of the purple fizz and the blue fizz, and we move the blue fizz down with the purple fizz. So we'll put that down at the bottom shelf, and then we'll have other drinks like this. Like we'll shift these drinks over here, right? So we come do this. Hold on, let me just get these out of the way first. There we go. Shift these over. And I actually think the fizz might look better if it's up here near this. I think it will anyway. So we'll modify this, right? So all of these drinks will shift over. Just back out, go back in. And now I've got the orange soda, Ren Kiss, all these things. So maybe we have you go here, then here, and then here. It doesn't look as good as it does like just having them like open the door and it's right there. Like having a gap in the middle actually looks better to me. But you know, I need them in the storage. I want to get milk in here. I really want to get milk with the cereal. It's just like I got to do it. So get all these in here. That's good enough. Okay, and then we have the fizz stuff, which is right here. Yeah, so that can go here and then here, and I'm not sure. I think pink sells better, so I'll put the pink on there instead. I've noticed pink sells better, so I'll put a little extra of that in here. So just really slam everything over here like this, get that all there, and then the alcoholic beverages, like, you know, beer and everything, we can probably get that in the middle, and then the milk and stuff can go on the other side. So I'm just like playing around with different product arrangements to see if I can't just get enough stuff on the shelves so that this is empty. And the problem here I foresee is that I can't get this stuff out of here. Excess articles will be packed into boxes. I mean, it's like, is it going to go on the pallet? I don't know. It's got me confused. But I guess I'll wait until the end of the day just so I don't screw everything up. And if I have to reorder stuff, then fine. I'm hoping they just go on the pallet when it's all done, and then I can try to figure it out from there, because I don't really want that shelf to be here. If I have to have that shelf, then I'll have to extend my storage, and that I'll just take this whole thing and move it out, and I'll have to shift the rows over. So what will happen, I guess, in that situation is that this will go along the back wall here. This will come over right next to it, and then what we'll have is these shelves will flip 90 degrees and they'll kind of align themselves this way. I don't like that because I wanted a nice walkway towards the cash register. But, you know, if I got to have it that way, then I got to have it that way, because I need the storage for what I'm trying to do here. Okay, this employee is almost done for the day. And somebody just left me a comment on a video, right? On the second video or whatever. Implying that I just don't see how to adjust the grid size on build mode. And I gotta tell you, if I'm missing something, I'm pretty excited about the prospect of not missing it anymore. There's room here. See that? Like, there's walk room right here. So I would love to be wrong about this, to have missed something, and to move this wall over here. I would love that. I shift everything in this direction would be great. And then that would give me that little extra room to put this shelf right in there. But it might also give me enough room instead to put the freezer in here. I don't know about that. That seems a bit ambitious. But if I can get the shelf in here, at least I'll be all right. If I don't have, you know, the refrigerated goods, I can just do that differently. Aren't you supposed to go home right now? I swear, these employees are weird sometimes. She came back 20 minutes late from her break, by the way. They do that. They're not consistent at all. They absolutely do that. And now she's working later than she should be. I don't get it. Aren't you supposed to go? Hold on. Your schedule. You're supposed to... Oh, I've got you 1 hour later. What have I done? Yeah, I never adjusted you. Okay, well, you're here forever then. You're here the whole day then, I guess. That's just how this one's working. I'll have to adjust that schedule a little bit. I guess that means I can keep going on this because I don't have to be up there. So I currently have Golden Goat beer down here, Irish Stout beer down here. I do want to keep alcoholic beverages, I think, in the middle shelf, and then we'll do the milk and stuff there. So I want to take the beer away. Nuff beer can be taken away on this side. And I think I'll put the Nuff stuff at the top, and I'm going to want to have another flavor of Nuff if I can. So just real quick, refreshing the list. Beer, Nuff. So Nuff Blue. I could put it at the top. Yeah, I think so. And then also Nuff Yellow will be up there too. That's kind of interesting. I currently have blue and then yellow right next to it. And then blue and yellow right next to it. You see? I think that's kind of interesting anyway. So what are these products here? These are Flying Flora Light and then Fly Flora Red. So that's just two different kinds of beer. And they're all like very low stock in all of these rows anyway. So we're going to want to get... I think pretty much all of these out of here anyway, but we'll condense the whole thing into just two groups. All right, so beer, and you'll see I don't have it, so I have to come back. And now I have it. See, it's right there. So Flying Flora Red can go here, let's say, and then the light will be there. So we'll condense all those groups into just these two. Probably still can't be fully stocked, right? Yeah. And now I've got room for milk on that side over there. And then what I'll do is I'll just kind of I'll order, you know, my min-max or whatever will be just enough to keep it on, or just enough to keep it in there. And I'll probably just have several, you know, groupings for it so I can have more in stock, but I don't want to have a refrigerator in the back. So if we end up out of milk, then we're out of milk. Okay, so we're going to order milk here. Now this goes in packs of 12 on each row. And there's a lot of different milk, so we'll just... I don't know how to best handle this. I think it's probably best to just kind of pick, like at most 4, or no, 2. I think 2 at most, because then I can do 3 rows of each one. Is probably how I should do this. So I want to cater towards green. None of these really do a great job of that. But if I had to pick one, it's probably this one. And... it's probably this one. And then the other one I have is... like, we're not catering to white at all on this. Maybe not. Maybe we go... I can do 3 rows of milk, I suppose. If I can find one that caters to white like this one. This one's just an all-around one. I think that's probably better. Okay, so we're going to want to go 36 for each of these. That's exactly 3 rows on these. And I'm going to go ahead and place the order now and pay for the delivery so I can get going on that. I just got whistled at, but you don't clock out until 20. You don't clock out until the store closes. So that can't be it. Yeah, you're getting whistled at. She's not very reliable. Let's go ahead and unpack the units. Now, there's no storage left for tiny basic products. Okay, so I have to have storage for these things in order to place it in here. It's going to require me to have stockroom storage available. I may have to just expand this. That's going to suck. So we can end the workday. That'll shift us to evening time. And then from there, I got to move shelves. So let me just get the stockroom as empty as possible. And probably have to redo a little bit of our layout here, but it'll be for the best. There we go. So sodas, power-ups, energy drinks, whatever. Left side, beer on the middle, and then milk and stuff is on this one. That's how I'm doing it for now. But if I have to have the frozen, or if I have to have the refrigerated storage, then I can do a separate freezer for it. Okay. Since we have the end of the day now, we have a whole bunch of time. Let's go ahead and just shift some stuff around to get it out of the way for now. So we're going to move this. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Can't move it much, but every little bit's going to help here, I think. Yeah, just slide it over. Get my big head out of the way. Yeah, there we go. About like that. And then this can move over. Just set it over here for now. It's fine. And then right about here. Let's actually face you this way. Just give me a little extra room on that side. Yeah, and then shift it this way. Okay. And then over here, I need to move you to just be here for now. Okay, now I do have to progress the day to evening in order to go into build mode. But I'm going to be under the assumption that I can't go build mode and have this stuff here anyway. So we're going to shift this over like that. And I'm just going to give myself some room. Yeah, I think we'll just give myself about like this is fine. I want to be away from the wall that I'm going to be moving. All right, so about like that. And then this wall is going to clip into that. Oh, you're the wrong size shelf. I mean, I could put it all in storage and then reload it into a level 3 shelf. I do technically have some space available, so I could make that work. Shift all the butter and stuff over and have it just be 3 levels and cut this. I could. It's possible. It's a thing I could do. Let's, I wish there was an easier way to go about this, though. Like, I wish I could take this shelf and make it a level 3 without selling it and stuff. I realize that's kind of outside a simulator realm here, but I can move shelves, I can delete shelves, but what I can't do is cut one of the sections off the damn thing. So we're gonna probably have to do that. But let's just see what this does. I'm gonna go end workday here. We're gonna go to the evening, and we'll see what kind of shenanigans we're gonna get ourselves into with this. So obviously we made some money. Feels good. We're gonna go back to build now, and first, I want to see whether or not I can adjust the grid size, because that's like a big deal. Because I was told that I could, and I don't see how. So we're going to go to adjust the floor plan of the building. Here it is. And, okay, so duplicate objects, add decorations. I mean, add wall, but how do I adjust the grid size? I was told I could. It's not an obvious thing. So am I being trolled? Or is this like a hidden thing? You know? I think it's a hidden thing. All there is add area and add wall. And add wall is like all or nothing, man. Yeah, if I make that a wall and I take this wall out, now I've got that shelf that's cut off. Look at how close that is. I just need a 3-section wall to go there. So if I do this and I confirm this change, what's going to happen to that wall, that shelf? It's just sticking into the wall. I'm going to have to move that stuff out of there. But now the store is this big, which is a lot. I mean, the store actually feels quite a lot smaller with that happening, doesn't it? But we can probably rearrange shelves to make it all fit. And then in the stock room now, we have a lot more room inside the stock room. I can shift these shelves over. We can have a lot more product at the ready. We don't have to be so last minute on the shipping, and I can probably get refrigerated stuff in here, which means I can sell yogurt and all that kind of stuff. So as long as I can fit it in the room. So assuming I do this, again, there's no way to adjust the grid size unless it's a hidden command, unless it's you know, some hotkey that's not listed anywhere. But I'm gonna go ahead and exit. We're gonna go back to store mode. Oh, I have to paint the walls too. I'll have to be doing that. I'll do that as well. I think it's more important that I get the shelves where they need to be first, though. Okay, so assuming we're doing it this way, let's go ahead and move this unit. We're going to put this back. This is where all the drinks are. It's going to be right about here. I'm going to make that queue a little bit smaller, actually. So we're going to close the register. Then we're going to adjust the queue. And we're going to say that that queue is 6 deep instead. And then with that, I should be able to now move this over. Not interfere with the queue. Come on. Let me do it. Let me do it. Wow, you really can't crowd that at all. Yeah, it's really touchy that way. Okay. I'll stay away from it then. There. So I got this refrigerator here. I could put another one right here now if I wanted to. I think the bread, peanut butter, all that stuff, I'm going to have to move that as well. Of course, I'm going to have to move everything, but just got to figure out exactly where everything will ultimately end up. Now, we're in the evening time right now. And the time is not running. We have infinite time to mess with this stuff right now. I'm also going to paint the walls, of course. So I think the first thing I should do, I think actually, is this. I'm going to take this unit here. No, actually, wait. Hold that thought. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take this unit. We're going to move this one. Get my head out of the way. We're going to move this one slightly further back. So it used to be here. Yeah, it used to be right here. So we're just going to move this about there. Think about there. All right. Now, if I do that and then slide this one down to be right about there. Okay. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm probably doing this the long version, but all of them have to shift anyway. So even if I'm doing it the long way, it's all got to get done. And right about like, gotta be very touchy. Come on, mouse. About there. All right, and then this last one here, we want it as close to that shelf as I can get. Yeah, I wish I had a first person mode. Just let me build without my head being in the way, ever. Right. Need to see the boundary line is what I'm hoping to see. There we go. Right, like that. Almost that. Now, if I do that, move this pallet out of the way. Just over here somewhere. If I do that, can I fit you in here now? Yes, excellent. And actually, I went a little too far, it looks like. I was that close. Get out of my way. Oh, I hate the build mode. I'm sorry, I do. I hate having his head in the way. And I want build mode to be more like... I want my character to stay still. I want my character to stand still while I'm doing this. That's what I'd like to see. All right, so we'll go about like this. Come on. Come on. There. Okay. I got both of them in. Feels pretty good. Yeah, definitely. Although, I know I just did this, but since it's, come on. Yeah, the head right here. See this? So if I flip this around, yeah, I think this actually looks a bit more organized. Back to back like this. Yeah. A little bit. There. Okay. I did it. I did it. Now, we'll have to have this shelf move back a little bit, and I can probably line it up, I guess, but I was hoping to... Well, okay, so I need to actually see where the freezer is going to go first, right? So I probably should buy that first. I don't know how big my order is going to be, but I have 3,700 bucks, so let's see what that's going to look like if I get one of these freezers. Ooh, it's got sound. Nice. So, yeah, I want to go about like this. About like that. So that gives me refrigeration storage. Yeah. Gives me refrigeration storage. And I assume that I can now put in Oh, it's not going to be enough room, you guys. Is it just barely? It's just barely. Again. It strikes again. I hate that so much. Well, maybe if I put it on this side, it'll be all right. If I shift you over here, get out of my way. The dude's head has got to be moved. Yeah, I also need to move that shelf in there too. Let me. My God. All right, just put you down for a second. Let me come back over here. Let me get that shelf out of the way. So move this pallet over here. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. The thing that I think that is left to be desired in this game right now is this process of moving things around. All they have to change is basically like this. When I get about this close to my character, hide his head. That's it. Just let me see through it. Just hide him. Hide my character entirely if I'm this close to it, and you solve all the problems. Okay, so I think this shelf, right, it now needs to be shifted over to where it's in the back wall like this, I think would be all right. Right about there. That would be all right. I'll paint the wall too, don't worry about it. Yeah, so on the back wall we've got that, and then I can have see, we got all this stuff, coffee, bread, all those things. So now I can take my bread shelf. Where's my bread shelf? Is this one here? Yeah, take my bread shelf, my cereal shelf, sorry. This is my bread shelf. Oh, I guess it's both, isn't it? Cereal and bread. But I can put that right here. There we go. Nice. That's actually like minimal changes needed. Really. I'm all right with that, I guess. I don't like how I can hear the freezer from out here. I can still hear that thing. It's quite loud. And you can hear it through the walls. Okay, now if I want to get another shelf in here is what I'm trying to do. And I was kind of hoping to get 2 shelves in here, but clearly that's not going to happen. So one was... Maybe I can get one if I go from this side. If I put you all the way up against this back wall like this. If I do that, can I fit a shelf here? Yikes. I don't think so. I think it's just too big. Yeah, there's just not enough space. I think realistically you should be able to do this because there's enough room there. But because of the walkway's mesh, it doesn't let me. Yeah. Man. So all of that expansion and all I get is 1 extra shelf and a freezer in there. Because this thing is so gargantuan. All of this just for milk? Just for milk? Is that worth it? I mean, I could have 1, 2, possibly 3 shelves right here and a 4th right here. I could have like a 30% expansion to my storage right now. All I have to do is say, nah, I don't want milk. I think we just say we don't want milk, right? I get $14.28 for that. Is that what I paid for it? I paid $14.28. Okay, I do get 100% refund on everything. That's why I was curious whether I still do on there. So if I put that there, that's 1. Okay, 2. So I'll only get 2 there. And then another shelf here as well. 3. Maybe I can shift that one forward. Maybe I can shift that one over. I don't know. Let's see. Is there room for that? A little bit. If I shifted you, my big fat head, if I come right over here, just have to see it. It doesn't look like it's going to let me place it that close to the door. Very close though. Yeah, right here. So close. Right. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I think that's too close to the door. It won't let me have that one. But let me have this though. All right, so we'll put that there. That's a little bit over. I mean, it could yield results here. We could have it. There's no way. I'm stuck. There's just no way I can do this right now. And there we go. All right. Like that. Okay. And then this one here. And maybe get a little further away from this one. Although I need to see how close it is to the other shelf to really do it properly. So yeah, this is good. Overhead view is okay. Need to see the other post though. There. All right. So right about. Come on now. Come on now. There. Okay. If I do that, then I can have one shelf here as close as possible to this one. Oh, that's pretty close. Oh, come on. Okay. And then, can I do it? Oh yeah, I actually fit that in quite easily now with that shift. Yeah, I don't even need to be so precise anymore with that. So if I do this, so I get 2 extra shelves, and now watch, I get 3 extra shelves right here, 3 extra shelves, and now 4 extra shelves. And that's in addition to the extra one that I already had sitting in the lobby. So really it's 5 extra shelves that I couldn't fit in here before the expansion. Right? I mean, that seems worth it to me. Over just getting this and being able to have milk. I just can't. All I have to do now is try to figure out how to see. Yeah, right. We'll just put this back here like this. It's the same number of shelves anyway, so it won't matter. So it'll be like this instead. I mean, that's just a better fit. Having this much storage space for everything else is just a better thing. So I just won't sell anything frozen here. I won't sell any cold stuff. No cold products. And then where does this pallet go? Ooh, that's a good question, actually. Where does the pallet go? I guess with all of these things being like this, I'm certainly not going to make you guys... I'm not going to make you guys watch this anymore. Like, seriously. The inside of my head, you know it intimately now. I think I'm going to take these shelves and actually slide them back this way. I know I moved them that way. I've already moved them once, but I'm going to move them again. Slide them all down. And I hope that by doing that, I'll have enough space to put the pallet right here. So I don't have to have pallets here. I'd rather have a shelf here. I'd rather have some kind of products stored here. But in this thing, I feel like I need to... I can't unpack it. The thing, I don't have a refrigerator to unpack it. So the only thing I can do at the moment to get this pallet back, because if I sell the unit, make it maybe packed into a box. Okay. So they're all packed into a box here. And then if I destroy the box, that's all the milk that I bought. I'm basically just destroying all the milk that I bought. And I don't want to destroy the milk that I bought. You know, I want to sell it. You know, even if I never restock it, I still want to sell it. I bought it, right? So what I can do is I'll just buy the freezer now and I'll put it somewhere over here, just literally anywhere that it will fit. You know, I have to rearrange some stuff. Okay, you know what I'm doing, right? I'm going to place the freezer down, unpack this so that it goes in the freezer, then put it in here, then destroy everything, okay? And then once it's in here, that's it. Once it sells, I don't restock it, right? And then that way, at least I make the money on it. I don't lose the money on it. And then I'm going to rearrange my shelves. I will be right back. Okay, so I've moved a bunch of stuff around, and I'm actually deciding to take this shelf and delete it. So we're going to get rid of that one and try to get that stuff hung up over here instead. We got extra hooks over here, so I'm going to try to do that. So this is the packaged condiments. These are all like peppers, curry, mint, raspberry, all these things, right? And I don't really like them over here, but I'm gonna put them over here anyway. So we're gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I'm gonna have to have some more. I could do it 4 and 4. It would look better. I think it would just look better to do 4 and 4 for now until I find some other thing I want to put there. So we'll go like this, this, and this. And we'll restock that for now. There's a little bit up here I could probably do later. We'll see. There's not as much, like not very many things need to hang like this. You know, I thought chips would be a thing, but all the chips go on shelves. The bags just sit on the shelves, so it's fine. I'm trying to figure out how I can make this work with the freezer. I really kind of do want the freezer. I just can't take myself. This is obviously not done yet. I just can't quite pinpoint it, but I think I want this refrigeration unit. I want another one here. And it's like, I want a separate one for dairy, basically, is what I'm thinking. And I'm still not quite done with this yet, but I'm going to move things around just a little bit more. I'm still not giving up on the idea of having a freezer. I think one of the things that might help me get it is if I move this door. The stockroom door doesn't have to be here, right? We could move this around and then shift around where the shelves are to make this happen. And so what I'm thinking is, you know, we'll figure out where my 2 freezers are going to go, or fridges. Sorry, I'm going to have another fridge here just for the dairy, and it'll probably be all the way at the end, honestly. So if I do this, here, I'll just put this here for now. If I get another one, let's say we go, do we want it to be an actual different design? Like, what about this one? Like, that looks like it's a very different looking fridge, right? And it's also not quite as tall. Nah, I think we'll keep it the same. And maybe, do we do it by 3? I don't know if I'm gonna have that much dairy. I think we'll keep it 2 sections long. So we can come over here like this, and we'll place this one right up against the wall here. Which is not usually where you'd want this, because you want that door to be able to open really well or really comfortably, but it's fine. We'll put it right about here. Okay. So this is going to be my dairy fridge. I'm going to have milk in here as well as yogurt and stuff like that. That'll all just be in this. And how many products are there? Maybe I do want a 3. Hold on. Refrigerated. There's a lot of stuff here, honestly. All right. I want to sell that stuff. I'm pretty sure I can get it because, I mean, if you look at this, the margins on them are fantastic. And I kind of I want that. You know, I want to pay 44 cents and then sell it for $2.22. You know, I want to pay 58 cents and sell it for over $3. I'd love that, but I can't really do that unless I have the storage for it. So I'm trying to make this work with the freezer. So you can see how the shelves are set up right now, though. It's actually pretty good. The impulse buys are still really close to where the checkout counter is. This checkout counter is going to get moved to be right here anyway. So our line will be here. And then I'm going to see about shifting this back over against the wall. This doesn't stay here, at least not yet. If I do keep it here, a shelf here, then it would probably be my drinks fridge. Might end up being there because drinks are also kind of an impulse buy as well. Like a soda, that kind of stuff is an impulse buy too. That's why you see it in the supermarkets and stuff. You oftentimes see a drinks fridge and stuff that's right there. So I'll play around with this. I ideally would have loved to have the freezer in the back. I can't put it in the storage room, but if I can put it in the back, like in the back corner, that would have been nice, but I don't think I can fit that in there. I don't think there's any way I'm fitting that in there. So in order to get the shelves where I want them, I needed to move this door. And I really wish I could get it away from the wall just a little bit, but all it is, it doesn't let me do it. It's either completely against the wall like that, or it's sitting over here and it's just too much. So because I want to get a shelf right here, this shelf right here, I want to put it right there. I figured though, while I'm in build mode, I might as well get the place a little bit of a facelift. So I did this wall over here. That's good. And then over inside the stock room, I've given this a little bit of a facelift too. So the wall now has some proper painting. It's like a concrete wall now with this blue stripe that runs all the way around it. And then I gave it a nice little tile floor. It's nothing fancy, but it's a stock room. So there you go. And then on the outside, I'm adding something as well. So I've added a trash bin here because I feel like that's something very common on stores, right? You want people to be able to throw things away. And then I also thought maybe I'd add like a little bench or something out here so people could perhaps sit if they want to. So there's a bench out here now. And then I could maybe go in and edit the front door and make that a little different, but I don't think that's necessarily I don't think that's a problem at the moment. Custom lighting though, having other lighting in here is like everything is so dark in here for some reason. So if I place this, you'll see that it really brightens up the place, albeit it's a little bit sketch on how that goes because it's not angled correctly. It's I can't oh maybe okay, it says right click and what? Right click and move. I'm looking at the tooltips in the upper right. It's right click's not doing anything here. So I don't think that's, unless it's the arrow keys. No, it's not that. Well, okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can, oh, look at this. It actually, oh, we can have it hang down. Oh, that's interesting. Now, how do I, oh my gosh, camera. How do I get it to do this? Like, how do I get it to stay exactly where I want? Like, if I want it to hang down, let's say this far, because I can't move it closer to me and have it hang down. It's only hanging down. Well, it's really, well, I guess I probably have to move it with the arrows, right? So if I come over like this, maybe like that. Yeah, but now I want to make another one. So now I want to move it like this. Yes. I just want more light in here. It's too dark. Now it's nice and bright over here. I'm liking that. There we go. Yeah, I like basically right in between these two shelves. Like right here would be good. I think that's good. Nice spot right there. And then I want another one. So if I can just move back here, you have to go all the way back into the decorations, lamps, this. Yeah, and then it's of course now angled that way. How do I get it to, there we go. So we'll come over about this far, I guess. Yeah, and we'll go down 2 levels, was it? Or 3? It's hard to tell. Let's go like 2 levels. Let's go about like this far down. Yeah. And then once again, we'll shift this over. Looks like that is a little bit high. I can move it down, I think, like this. Oh, like this. Yeah. There we go. Angled it. And then maybe... I'm actually kind of warming up to the idea of moving this over just a little bit more and having them more centered. But now I'm thinking this light should be more centered too. So we can move it over this side. I'm thinking so. And then maybe just back a little bit. So maybe we'll line these lights up with this area here. So I'll want to take this light and then move it like that. Okay. That seems like it's pretty much even-ish. Might be just a slight difference in their heights, but it's okay. Just extra lighting. You know, that's it. I just want it to be brighter in here. And I'm hoping that that does it for me. And then the checkout counter, I'm not entirely sure where the checkout counter is going to be yet, but I'm making changes to the store, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and confirm those changes. The facelift is done at least. And now I can go in and get that shelf where I want it. Along with, you know, I got the door changed and I can get that shelf where I want it is really the big thing. So, so this thing right here now can go here if I want it to be. Also, like maybe you meant the grid. Maybe snap to grid is what you meant here. Like I'm not snapping these things to grid, but if you hold shift and like that changes the grid size. In this mode, yes, you can do that. But I can't do that in the other mode. And the other mode is the one I want it to be because that's going to allow me to move the door. See, now the door just kind of disappears into the it's a sliding door, okay? We're just going to pretend that it's a slider. No big deal. It's all fine. Everything's fine. This is totally normal. Okay? Okay. I'll be right back. All right. I took away one of my storage shelves for the room, but it's going to allow me to have 2 pallets in here and have them all in here and not have them out there. And I think that's just better. So 1 less shelf in here. It's okay. This is what I got for the store so far. And I'm actually fairly happy with it. So people will wait in line here. Okay. And then the idea is while you're waiting, I would love to have this closer. I just can't. It just doesn't let me. So while you're waiting in line, impulse buys, right? Right there. I got some chocolates. I got some, the candies and stuff over here. This is bubble gum right here. Extra wild berry, watermelon bubble gum, that kind of stuff, right? I can't have chocolates here. I want them here. I can't. They have to be on a shelf. And so the shelf is over here. And I admit it's a little bit far away from the checkout counter. But again, like I can't really do much with it. You have to go within the confines of what the game lets you do. So I could move these over a little bit. I could shift these over a little bit. And I'm actually considering doing that because it'll put it in line with this wall. So I'm going to do that. And then this can go over just a little bit more. And it'll just bring it a little closer to the checkout counter, right? And then we've got this thing here. And in fact, if I brought this over just a little bit more, I could probably get another one of these racks in here. So work in progress, 95% done messing with it. But essentially what we have over here is going to be home stuff. We have like soaps and laundry, buckets, paper towels, stuff like that. Right now I've got coffee here. I'm going to move that. And it's going to be over here in this side, I think. Because I still have some empty shelves. So I think I'm going to put coffee right here near where the breakfast cereals are. When I'm done moving the shelves around, and then these are like spices and stuff. I think that would probably, or like, citrusy little things. I don't know what they are, but they're going to move over too. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that now just to get the impulse buys a little bit closer. We can put them about here, I think, instead. Yeah, just a little bit closer. I guess like right about here would be better. Yeah. And so then we'll have all of these. I did change out some shelves. So I had those longer shelves. I swapped all those things out and replaced it with these shorter ones. So instead of 4 sections or 3, it's just going to be easier to get everything in there if I do it that way. All right, so now you are going to line up right here with this. It doesn't have to be right on it, though. We can have a little bit of space. It's the opening. It's the door, right? So like the very front of the door we can probably move, so it's fine. So let's get that there, and then we can bring you right up against this like so. Yeah, and then these could probably go here now. Yeah, right on this side. I like that better. Okay, so a little open here, but now the impulse buys are closer. Right, yeah, that's where I want them. I want them right there. And then we got some spoons. I don't know if I like the location of the spoons. I'd love to put it here, but I can't because the door to the freezer is in here. So whatever, I can't have this area right here obstructed at all. And that's one of the reasons why it's oriented this direction instead of that way, is because then I wouldn't be able to put these freezers in. I've got a dedicated dairy freezer, a big old freezer right here. I guess it's a refrigerator, isn't it? But it's a big old one. We're going to have the yogurts and the cheeses and all that stuff right up in here. And then I can actually go ahead and just finalize that. Hey, get out of here, milk. You're not welcome here. Be gone with ye. Actually, you're supposed to be over here, aren't you? You sure are. What are you doing over there? Silly milk. There you go. So that's how that's going to play out. I'm excited about it. We're finally going to have all those products there. And then these freezers are right next to each other, so we'll have all the sodas and stuff. Again, kind of an impulse buy area because you're working your way towards the checkout counter in this direction. I was going to make a maze. Some stores do that where they kind of block your ability to move unless you move through the shelves. So you might notice that on like Meijer or Walmart, you can't really access the self-checkout counters unless you move through these impulse buy shelves, right? So I was going to kind of try to do that, but the game really restricts me on where I can place things, and like walkways can't be obstructed and such, like all those red areas. So I wasn't really able to come up with that. Maybe there's something I could do. I don't know. I was going to have the checkout counter also against this wall again, but yeah, it is what it is. They're going to queue up right here. So that's where my queue is. And it kind of stretches in between these two red areas. You can't have the queue even into these red areas. It won't let you do it. It's an invalid placement. So if I was going to do that, for example, of course it won't work. But if I do that, it won't work. If I do that, it won't work. But I've positioned the counter to where it goes right between those two things. And it lets me have at least up to 7 people in a line. Which again, if you're standing here, you know, maybe grab a soda. But there, I realize the AI is probably not going to do that. They're probably they're just going to go right to the checkout with what they already have. But I'm trying to be a little bit more realistic with it. a little bit more role play it, right? I'm trying to do that a little bit. So you definitely want the impulse buys over there. Okay, so coffee I think is gonna move over here. Let's get the coffee. Let's do this. Let's get all of the coffee. I sort of wish I could mark them for deletion and then hit one button and have them deleted. But it doesn't let me do that. Like it does with filling. It lets me do that when I fill things, but not when I don't fill things. I have to wait one at a time for it to undo. And then I can clear the empty ones from that one. So, but you have to empty them out before you can do that. So from here, we want to go prepackaged. And this is hot drinks. Yes. So this is coffee and tea, basically. So simple coffee. Let's leave this open for some other stuff. We'll go coffee on this side. So all the simple coffee stuff goes up there. And then we have the Italian classics, a little bit more premium stuff here. There we go. And then I have 4 teas. And so what I've been doing with that, because I don't have 6, is I'm just going 2 per shelf on that, so it's equal. And then if I just go in and get like 2 different varieties of teas, then I'll just put them next to those things. All right, so I think I'm kind of set. I can get more products now, right? I can go ahead and get more things in the store, but I've also a little short on money at the moment. Yeah, I actually think I want to move all these candies to be here. It should be closer to the checkout counter. I need some more like bubblegum, chocolate kind of things here. Ooh, actually, I have chocolates. Yeah, there's chocolates right here. I could maybe shift the chocolates out of here and put them here instead, and then have some other different things here. I'm not entirely sure what else I could put here, but I'm happy with the store the way it is at the moment. And there's still possibilities, but I love the part where I can have this stuff stored in here, and I could potentially even have these drinks stored in there too, which frees up more space over here. The entrance to the stock room, there's much more room there now. I like that. Obviously, it's a little cramped here. You wouldn't want things this cramped, but I have almost like 3 shelves worth of space left to go with everything on the shelves. So I'm digging that. The redesign has been a success. So in the next video, we'll add some more stuff to the shelves. We're going to have 2 employees here on Thursday. We're going to have a cashier, and then somebody else is going to be going around trying to sell things to people. I like it. I can focus on stocking and putting things where I want it and designing the store, and those 2 can do other things. I like it. Take it easy, guys. Love your faces. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.